welcome to Tier 3. We're in Mexico for round number 15 out of 16 in this championship. I am joined by Milo today, once again, who's here in USA and back again from Mexico. How you doing, Milo?
Doing great, thank you. Great to be back again. It's a good way to spend these 5 o'clocks now, actually. So yeah, looking forward to this one again.
Yeah, we had an absolutely amazing one last weekend in USA. Ended with some rain, and now we've got rain in the qualifying here today in Mexico. So it seems to have followed us south of the United States border down to Mexico City. And I believe your race is going to be dry today, so everyone's going to be struggling here in qualifying to get the grips with their machinery and the dry setups. So it will be interesting to see.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And well, we should have into conditions very soon, according to the drivers. The rain is easing at the moment and should continue that way. So we'll see even quicker laps on the intermediate soon as well. So yeah, this pole fight is far from over, although KoolKyogre has set the early pace.
Yeah, he did last weekend as well. He's always good in quali. Lacked a little bit in the race last weekend, but got it done on strategy with that safety car that we saw, and the timing on all his pit stops was immaculate, pretty much perfect to beat Surfy and Rundle, who were his main competitors. They're currently 4th and 5th today at the moment, but yeah, as you said, still a long way to go here in this quali session. It'll be interesting to see strategies for the race as well, because Mexico is traditionally a 2-stop strategy. But everyone getting the free choice of tire today, I'm not sure what they're all gonna elect to do today. It'll be interesting, to say the least.
Everyone obviously should have the free choice, so it should be very similar throughout the field.
From my knowledge, the hards you do not want to touch, but a one-stop from medium to soft or soft to medium is not exactly possible. So it'll be interesting to see if people decide to start on the medium, start on the softs. Some could risk the hards. We'll see how it all plays out.
Indeed, and seeing if anyone's fitted the inters. Yeah, we've actually got people out on track with them now. KoolKyogre is now starting a lap. Beautiful Elephant on an out lap with him, and Tom Katoy, who's reserving the racing point with them as well. But Surfy sets a quick lap on the wet, so that would be encouraging.
Yeah, puts it just ahead of Arthur, actually, who's reserving as well. 5 thousandths. That's a very close gap at the top. But again, it's going to be interesting because wet quali to a dry race, people on, I would assume, dry setups. Plus, obviously, you don't know how good some are in the wet compared to others, so we could have a bit of a mixed up grid today. It could make for a very interesting one in the race.
Ooh, Hissy's
out. Yeah, S section. Might have lost the car on a curb.
Right in the middle of the track as well.
Oh, yeah, wow, okay. Oh, Goggy touches that outside curb and goes invalid. That would have been valid in Portimao today, but strict corner cutting rules supreme. Joe would be next on the inters. We'll see if he's... Oh no, sorry, it would be Tom Katoy up next, actually, to settle up on the intermediate. Also reserving today for your team Racing Point.
Ooh,
a little bit wayward over that. Yeah, struggles on the traction. Stays valid. We'll see what his lap time is as he comes to the line. It's going to be not pole position. It'll only be 15th.
Yeah, it can be a
Looks like
slow.
he is.
It can be a slow
Go ahead.
transition from wets to winters, but certainly by the end of the session, they will be the tyres you want to be on. So, but people still out there on the wets.
Yeah, we'll see if it's going to be mixed in like the top half of the field, if it'll be all one tire or all the other. Joe's coming to the line. He's currently 16th.
Oh,
And there it is.
improved.
1 in the 28s. I'm assuming we're probably going to get into the 27s as we go on here. Still quite a ways to go. Tom's on another push lap. He's got some time in Sector 3 that we saw through the stadium section. And I would assume Goggy's also going for a lap a little bit further ahead.
I think he's just backing off and starting another one.
Yeah. And that's always interesting with the wet conditions and qualifying. You can do a lot of runs on these tires if you fuel up the car. So you can do 2-3 runs because the battery recharges pretty quickly in the wet conditions. Tom puts it to 4th place, still behind Surfy and Arthur, who set their times on wets. But yeah, those inters look pretty good at this point in time. Rundle's up 3/10 through Sector 1 alone on the intermediates.
You
Now
start
through-
again. Well, there you
yeah,
go.
even quicker.
There you go.
It's really coming in now, 27.3.
1 full second ahead of Surfy right now, so people seeing that lap time that are on their laps at the moment will be, yeah, they'll feel a bit of pressure because they know that that's the time they've got to try and beat.
And they have to get a time on the inter if that's that pace difference between the two tires. So if they're sitting pretty top 5 right now on wets, they don't get a final run in, they could drop all the way to 15th. Rundle 27.0 could even hit 26s at this rate.
KoolKyogre up to 2nd.
Yeah, time's starting to roll down now. Batters at the back at the moment coming through the final corner. Currently 17th in the Alfa Romeo. And up to 4th. So top 4 now on intermediates. Surfy, Arthur, and then the rest basically on wets.
Wow.
Ties to the top. Wow, that is quick. 26.6.
And now we might have to start talking about 25s because the track evolution seems to be really rapid at the moment.
Yeah, this is actually crazy. Usually you don't see this transition happen this fast. But it still looks like it's raining a good amount as well. It doesn't look like it's
And Ryle.
gone like all dry. Wow, okay, Ryle's up to 2nd now as well. He's put in a great lap so far. Still a minute and a half, I would say, about. We've probably got a bit of a time glitch here.
Still got Rundle and Surfy coming around to cross the line again. Rundle's going to be 1st, so way off. So was
Might have gone
Surfy.
for a cool down. Wow, okay, Arthur to the
Wow.
top now, 26.4. Communist up to 5th in the low 27s as well.
And Solberg.
And 25.9. This is crazy. And the pressure's really on if you haven't set an intermediate time yet. Bottom, they're not inside the top 10. No one
Oh!
in the top 10. What
Oh!
is going on?
25-3. Now we're going to be talking about 24s.
Can anyone beat that Alfa Romeo? I don't really know. We'll see. Surfy's always great in the wet, coming through the S section now. As a McLaren in front of him. I assume Rundle's also on a lap. Qualifying is going to be over in a couple seconds' time. So we'll see when that checkered flag drops.
I think there's a couple minute timing glitch.
Yeah, all but Gagi are currently out on the racetrack.
And then Capo.
So we'll see. And now Gagi's apparently going on that lap, interestingly enough. Rundle and Surfy to the line. Surfy puts it to second place, but still quite a ways off of Bleep, Bloop, Bosch. I don't know. Oh, Solberg spun off in the stadium section. Might have tapped a curb the wrong way. He might still get a lap in here.
Anders crossing the line next.
Oh, okay.
12.
And apparently we're still going here. There's the checkered flag now. So this is going to be it for everybody here. KoolKyogre hasn't set a time yet on the intermediates. Neither has Chloe. They're all the way at the back. That's what I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
You don't get a final run in, you're in trouble. MNK is invalid. Rundle just goes invalid. Arthur got a bit of a slipstream. Actually broke his front wing on a car. Interesting. That might have been Solberg, actually. His AI. Anyone else coming to the line?
Over at the final corner.
KoolKyogre, no time on the inters. Can't beat the Alfa Romeo. Still 3/10 back. That's an insane lap.
Is that an out lap or Malik from Chloe? Just popped up as a 25-1, but it's still going on.
Didn't pop up on mine. Communist puts it up to the top 10 in 9th. Black Draw's up 4/10s. Gagi's on a lap as well. Can't really tell. Can't tell who's done and who's not.
Yeah, because others have managed to get another lap in.
Yeah. Black Draw goes up to 11th of 4/10. Fortunately, no free choice of tire for him. Utile Elephant through the final section, along with Gagi right behind him. They're currently 15th and 16th. Joe stays 16th. Gagi goes up to 8th, so a great final clutch lap from Gagi to put himself into the top 10. Is Chloe valid? Looks like she is. Again, still...
He's 6th.
Rundle 6th, and Chloe, I'm not too sure where she got to in the end. It'll be 10th place for her, so inside the top 10, and that'll be free choice of tire as well for everybody in the field. It is Bleep Bloop Bosch on pole by under a 10th of a second by KoolKyogre. So KoolKyogre did get close, but that was an incredible lap from that Alfa Romeo. And then Surfy is 3rd, ties 4th. Solberg 5th, didn't get a final, technically a final run in. He had more fuel in the car, but didn't get to set another one. Rundle goes 6th, MNK 7th, Bugagi 8th, Arthur 9th. Chloe rounds out your top 10. Just outside is Beans, Communist, Black Draw, Dylan Boy, Riles, Batters, Utile Elephant, Tom Katori, and Hissy in 19th. Went out early in the session, did not get to use the intermediates.
Yeah, should be a dry race. So yeah, we could see all sorts of strategy, and it only takes a safety car again to throw all of that out of proportion.
Yeah, absolutely. You never know. I've seen a lot of safety cars around here, and you know about safety cars around here as well.
Every time we get to a Mexico race weekend, this is my time.
You can brag about it. Yeah, I'm interested to see what everyone does. If it was a tier 1 race, I know pretty much every single person in the field will be starting on the medium tire. Just because of how good the soft is at the end of the runs. Um, but lower tiers, it's a little bit more chaotic on the strategies, I would say, and it's a lot more fun to watch from a spectator's point of view. Just waiting for your final fuel adjustments, wing changes if they made any for the wet, and now we can see your strategies.
Ooh.
Big mix. It's kind of groups everywhere of 4, except for your top 3. So 1st, 3rd, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 16th through 19th on the softs, 2nd, 4th through 7th, and 12th through 15th on the mediums. No one's elected the hards, as I presumed. But that also opens up the question of, are any of these guys on the mediums going to try a one-stop onto the hard tire later in this race? That's yet to be seen. Not too sure. The pit wall scenarios, obviously you've got Deafman in the party with a couple of the drivers in their field. Shout out to him. He asked me for that.
Apparently as well, it's well, Deaf Awareness Week next week or something. So I actually was asked to do. We were asked to do like a formation lap of silence or something. But obviously, respect to all of our deaf viewers and you, Atlantis. Thanks for the request, but if you couldn't tell, we have denied it.
To be honest, if you're deaf, do they really know that we're not honoring them right now?
I mean, oh god.
That's really bad. Don't report me, please.
Yikes.
I didn't mean it. We love Atlantis, yes we do. Racing later today with you. I don't know if he wants it to rain or not. Never really know with him. But we've got a dry one for the race today. Could see some interesting battles between tire compounds, and a couple of drivers may be out of position, so their average drive pace could have been elevated or put farther back in the field because of the intermediate conditions as we get ready for your 5 red lights, and we'll be getting underway. Both Williams on the medium and both McLaren on the mediums. That's a big one to watch today for the combined constructors. We're underway here. It looks like a good start from the Alfa Romeo. A really good start from that Ferrari towards the back there. That was KoolKyogre on the inside, 3 wide between him, Rundle, and it looks like MNK Boy. Surfy goes around the outside on the soft compound tires. They got way better starts than those on the medium. Someone had to almost got spun around, and Surfy's going to take your race lead from 3rd place on the grid. Bleep Boop has been dropped to 2nd. KoolKyogre 3rd. Solberg 4th. Ties 5th, and we have a virtual safety car. Batters is around in the back. Still in the race. No front wing on that Alfa Romeo.
Apparently Riles got a penalty for that, so maybe just some unintentional contact, some damage for Riles as well. But super impressive stuff from Surfy. Just full commitment around the outside, which, yeah. Oh, he's sped.
Oh, I would first.
Broke too soon. He's had a poor restart as well.
Under pressure now from Bleep, and Bleep's got by. KoolKyogre's got by. Here comes Solberg down the inside. Surfy's going to have to serve the drive-through. I would assume he's probably going to do it this time by trying to get himself into clean air. And yeah, he does do so. So Bleep has got back into the race lead. He's on the soft tires, and he's got 5 drivers on the mediums right behind him, so he should, in theory, be able to stretch out a gap here. And a little bit farther back, that's for 4th place, Ties and MNK, side by side. MNK cuts the corner a little bit. Ties gave him ample room, I would say, on the inside line, but all's fair there, and Ties stays ahead of the Renault. Here comes Chloe on the soft tires, looking to make moves on the faster compound now. Trying to go around the outside of Rundle. Can't find the switchback. And will stay 7th for the time being. Gagi also on the softs in 8th as well. We'll see them try and pressure the top 6. Oh, Communist around into the wall.
Yeah, that was contact with Black Raw.
Yeah. Lost the right end plate and maybe a little bit more of that front wing. He's going to be dropped far back in this one. We had 3 people pit lap 1. Batters and Hissy went on mediums. Riles on hards. So an interesting strategy. Going to be trying to hope for a safety car late, I would assume. Rundle's close to the back of MNK. Can't get a move on to turn 1. And a little farther back, Arthur getting by Tom Katori for 10th place. And 1 point at this point in the race. Rundle again looking for a move, but again still too far back. Doesn't have any DRS advantage on MNK just yet. Just in from the Red Bull pit wall, James is not happy. And I can imagine. It's been a rough start for that team. We're going to need either a safety car or some excellent driving from those 2 drivers today. Get back into the points. Arthur getting up the inside of Black Draw for 9th place now, making a charge. A little bit Brooke early going defensive into that section, but gets away with it. Black Draw is using the battery though now. Could put a move back on. He's going to have DRS on Arthur now. And he's going to get back through again with ease. Arthur does not have any DRS advantage. MNK also got by Ties as well a little farther up the road. Here comes Tom Katori down the inside trying to go down both. Arthur, he got Arthur and now he's going around the outside. Amazing move from Tom as a little bit wayward on the exit. Couldn't get the power down and Black Raw stays ahead. Almost got that double overtake done. Still trying it though around the outside. Not much room on that exit though. Here comes Joe trying to take advantage now. Can't get a break here. And Joe's got himself into 10th. Tom's all the way back now to the back of the train. Side by side with Arthur.
So
and he will stay ahead of Arthur. Smart driving from both of them. Tom was a little bit ahead before the S section. Joe's taking advantage of all that chaos, got himself into 10th place, and will pressure Black Raw. Black Raw is on the medium, so he's a bit down in the corners, but again, if you keep giving him DRS on the main straight, he's just going to fly right back past you. Doesn't have this lap, so here comes Utile Elephant, not even using battery. He's got the DRS on. He should. Yeah, he'll go to the inside. Ties and Rundle side by side a little further up through the chicane. Ties off the racetrack a little bit on that exit there, but stays ahead.
Genuinely don't know how they keep them together.
Yeah. Joe's also gotten into 9th. Tom Katori is looking for a move on Black Draw for 10th and gets it done this time into the little chicane at the end of Sector 1. Start of Sector 2. So yeah, the medium just not firing up very well at the moment. Tom Katori picks up your first lead second time play. I'm surprised we didn't have any earlier. Black Draw gets passed by Arthur.
Yeah, just an error there from Black Raw. It allowed Arthur through, really within just about a car width of space. Just for the lead though, lead Blue Bosch. The gap is starting to come down a little bit, which is what you would expect. The high degradation of the softs once you start reaching this phase. Hello, Flag.
That is...
Beans,
I think that's Dylan Boy, or one of those two. We have, again, for 5th place in this one, Ty's getting double overtaking. Can't make it stick, though. Ty's picks up a 3-second penalty, and Rundle is through for 5th in that exchange. Here comes KoolKyogre on the back of Chloe for, that is 7th place. A little bit of contact before the apex, and still side by side holding it nicely. And Chloe stays ahead. KoolKyogre can't manage it around the outside. Doesn't have the grip. Surfy pits. Beans also pits. So yeah, it was Beans that caused that yellow flag. Beans onto the medium. Surfy's on softs, interestingly enough. So not too sure his strategy at the moment. But we'll see it all play out later on.
KoolKyogre is very, very close to DRS range here. I don't think he's got it on this lap, but soon enough we might see him take the lead of the race on track.
And him and Bleep are basically identical on the battery. I think Solberg, yeah, Solberg's got about 10% more at this current stage. But Solberg does have that penalty. Tom Katori making a move on Joe for 9th and gets that one. Joe doesn't have DRS, so could actually be under pressure from Arthur.
Stu cards through.
Yeah, Chloe and Goggy on different strategies to Ties at the moment. And they'll both get through, so Ties might have got it back in snap. Solberg, another 3-second time play. They're starting to roll in now as we're starting to get into this race. It's usually a big talking point around Mexico, the time penalties, and especially if we're going to get a late safety car or any safety car to stack up the field. In this one, yeah, it's going to be a big talking point. Could decide the race win at the end of the day. I think one of the weirdest parts, as Ties is in for an early stop. That's a very early stop on the medium tire. And KoolKyogre has closed up to Bleep for the race lead, using the battery on the exit there. Got the DRS open. Does he dare a move? Nah, doesn't look like it shaped up. He'll have to wait probably one more lap unless he gets a fine run out of the S section, but dirty air is going to prevent that from happening, I would think.
Until you've got a bit more grip, and you will be able to see it through the S section. You'll be able to use the curbs a bit more, that's for sure.
Oh, that's really wide from that Alfa Romeo. KoolKyogre, though, cuts the corner on the exit and picks up his first 3-second of the day. Bleep still yet to pick up a penalty.
That could be big for him. Actually avoiding it on the soft stint.
And I was gonna say, if we do get a late safety car, you're running last the whole day, but you don't have a penalty. You could end up squeaking out 1 or 2 points in the race. Even more depends on how diligent the field is on penalties. KoolKyogre using the battery, running out though he's running out of straight, down the inside now into turn 1. Oh, contact. Oh, loses the car. Solberg has to avoid contact again on the apex of 3. KoolKyogre stays ahead, but that was a bit of interesting combat there between the top 3. Not sure that's really anyone's fault at the end of the day, so just a bit of unfortunate racing. That's Communist Sector 3 not having
section. I think we're beams around
Yeah,
at the
not
same
having a
place.
day. Yeah, it is difficult to get the power down,
Mhm.
especially because you're trying to get over as many curbs as possible in
Yeah.
that section. So you're just trying to maximize the track. Dylan Boyd, 3 seconds, so it's starting to roll in now. Again, I would not be surprised to see everyone in this field with at least 3 seconds. But you never know. Rundle's always diligent on the penalties, front of side things. Side things? Okay. Nice words. But yeah, we'll see who keeps it clean. Out of battery is KoolKyogre, but looks to the inside of Bleep. Oh, they got close there. They might have touched. KoolKyogre to the inside, or to the outside, and back to the inside for 3. Solberg gets really wayward on the exit there. And here comes Bleep back. Bleep's back down, and he's going around the outside. This time it'll turn to the inside for the next right-hander. But KoolKyogre with the superior grip on the mediums at this stage of the race, he will hold on to the race lead. So changing guard for the race lead. Bleep drops back. Solberg another 3 second. I think that's 9 already, just 10 laps in. It is. Wow. Him and Tom Katori already at 9. So that's a big problem for them going forward in this one. I have seen a race. I believe it was... what was it? I think it was XBGL, like the PSGL spinoff on Xbox. I saw someone get a warning a lap, so they had 36 seconds of penalties by the end of the race. It's a very interesting one. Yeah. I don't know if they did that on purpose. That would be incredible if they did that on purpose to try and get one warning a lap, but...
Blake Blue Bosch in for medium tyres, as is Tom Katori, as is Utah Elephant and Arthur. So, Chloe and Blue Goggy recently pit as well, so all the soft runners now have reached that point, and now it is medium dominance.
Yeah, pretty much everyone onto the medium now besides Ties and Surfy, who pit early for another set of softs. And then Riles and Communist at the back on the hard tires, looking to stretch those out as far as possible. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting strategy offset now between the soft and the medium. I'm assuming everyone at the top end, I would say at least, are going to be doing your 2-stop strategy: soft, medium, medium, soft, medium, soft. Or obviously start on the mediums, double soft, medium, medium, soft, something around those lines. But 2 stops, it's going to be an interesting offset now because KoolKyogre just overtook Bleep for the race lead. But now Bleep has an undercut, 10 lap fresher mediums. He's going to be a lot quicker at this stage. But it's the case of whether KoolKyogre and Rundle and Solberg and MNK, they're all going to have a much bigger advantage towards the end of this one, and if they can catch back up. So it's going to be an interesting end to this one, I would assume.
Ties on Arthur P11. Side by side, as is Tom Katori, just Dylan Boy.
Go a little farther ahead. Tom goes around the outside and takes 8th place, and Ties. He's going to have a little bit more grip than Arthur at this stage, and he gets through for 11th. So Ties up to 11th now, but on a bit of an interesting strategy at this stage. Again, going to see how that works out for him and Serpy, both of them pit very early.
Oh, Chloe. She spun. Yeah.
Oh, that's big contact.
Oh.
Dylan Boy's out of the race. Through the S section.
Safety car.
Someone ghosted, unghosted, and that changes a lot now. What to do if you're on the mediums yet to make a stop. Black Raw comes in.
They soft. Oh.
Interesting call. If I'm out there now, I'm pitting for another set of mediums to go for softs towards the end. I
Yeah.
think.
Black roll going for the soft, and then the mediums.
So thinks he can get it done on the restart here, which it's a pretty good shout, I
Yeah.
would say. And also got to the pit lane before the top 4 did, so if that works out for him, I don't think he would close a gap to them anyway. He was about 10 to 12 seconds back, I believe. But yeah, he's on the soft now. And we're gonna see Hissy, Batters, Beans, Communist, Riles all coming in. It makes sense. They're back into this race as well, which is great news for those team principals. And obviously for those drivers. So yeah, top 3 all in, top 4 all in now. Bleep is probably going to take back your race lead, I would assume. Maybe not, we'll see. KoolKyogre on softs. They're all going softs. Okay, this is interesting.
Oh!
And Solberg has jumped KoolKyogre. Does Bleep jump all of them? Does he get any of them at this point? He's lost out to the top 2. And they're on softs now, so a strategy offset again between your top 3. MNK and Rundle are going to be brought back into this one a little bit. They were about 2 to 3 seconds back from this top 3 group. And now Solberg, KoolKyogre, MNK, Rundle, Black, Raw, Hissy, and Batters towards the back on the soft tires. So they think it'll be beneficial to try and get away now, which makes sense from those top guys. All in the top 5 currently. They want to try and get away now, put on the mediums, and cruise to the end. And hope that Bleep towards the end doesn't have the time, basically. If he doesn't have the laps left to catch them, that would be perfect for them. But again, it's going to be so interesting now because 2 different strategies at the moment, and I don't know which one's going to come out on top at this stage. What happened to Dylan? Dylan got caught up in a wreck in the S section. Chloe spun around and then it was carnage from there. I don't know exactly who Dylan hit. I don't know if he hit Chloe or if he hit someone else. But he got, yeah, just an innocent bystander, really. He couldn't do anything. Just waiting for those couple guys towards the back to get back to the field. So we can restart this one. We're going to have 21 laps to go, I'd assume, if we go this time. And if you're a McLaren or Williams enthusiast, 2nd and 12th for the Williams, 5th and 18th. So yeah, obviously Communists did not have a great start to this one. KoolKyogre and Rundle still very much in this one. KoolKyogre does have the penalty. Rundle does not. So we'll see if that plays a factor into the end of this one as well. And then Ties and Communist both going to be trying to claw back into the points in this one. Again, only I think it's just over 30 points. Maybe it's less than 30 after Tier 4. That's the gap with just 7 races left now total, counting all tiers.
Yes.
6.5 if you want to count this one as currently running. But yeah, it's going to be tight to the finish, I think, from the 2 manufacturers.
Both very legendary
I just-
ones as well, of course.
I just said manufacturers, not constructors. Oh, late, very late call.
Ooh.
Manufacturers is NASCAR. Don't. Late call for safety car though, so we can hopefully get my brain working again as we're green. Solberg takes us to the green flag, but a very good jump from KoolKyogre. Those guys on the soft have absolutely flown away from Bleep. And now KoolKyogre's looking to take back the race lead from Solberg to the outside, gets it done before the corner even starts. A little further back, Arthur and Joe, and ties could be 3 wide. Oh, Joe's ahead. Sorry, Joe's behind. That's Chloe ahead. Surfy picks up a 3-second penalty, currently 13th, trying to call him back in. Ties using his battery and gets up to 9th, so a great start on the restart from Ties. Communist up 1 position as well for Team McLaren. Hissy and Batters towards the back in 14th and 15th.
Surfy on Utah Elephant, coming back of after, but good progress from him so far. MNK boy with a penalty, Morales getting tangled there, and look at the pressure, Bleep Bosch has behind him. Oh.
Very close between these guys for the final podium as Bleep also picks up a penalty. Rundle the only one in the top 5 without one. Solberg has 9 seconds, so he's going to hope that these guys get a bit frustrated with the track limits and therefore pick up even more penalties.
Yeah.
And he needs to keep it clean. KoolKyogre sets your fastest lap. He was using a lot of battery down that straight. Here's your penalty scenarios at the moment. A lot of 3s, a couple 6s, and 2 people with 9. Here comes MNK on the back of Bleep. Again, excuse me, on 2 different strategies at the moment. Both with, I would assume, 1 stop left in this one. MNK gets through for 3rd. Rundle a bit wayward on the apex of 3.
Yellow, I think it's Chloe around at the first corner. There's a couple of bits of front wing down there as well. Trying to figure out who it is.
Arthur's in the pit lane before turn 1. It might be Hissy. I don't see. No, he's got full front lane, so not sure who that is. Oh, it is Surfy. Yeah, he's missing the right end plate. Not been his day today.
There's a couple of pieces of front wing, so don't be surprised if someone else. She was in front of Ties, Batters, this area.
I don't see any damage from any of them. I think it's just Surfy.
Interesting.
It
so maybe
could be like
a pick from
the
Chloe.
non-existent. Yeah, it could be from Chloe. Rundle for 4th place gets a good exit through the final corner. Look at this, very close. Looks like NASCAR, as I was saying before. Slipstreaming down the front straight. And Rundle stays ahead for 4th. Oh, Bleep is responding. Collected Black Thraw in the process. Black Thraw had nowhere to go. Bleep could got on the power too early through 3.
Jockey down the inside, taking advantage of the situation. Poor Black Thraw. It's one of the worst situations to be in league racing, where you're just innocently driving, and then all of a sudden you're collected by a spinning car. It is horrible. But I think we've got
absolutely
someone else around.
No place to go. Oh, Ties is off the S's. Might have picked up a warning.
Chloe's around again.
Cutting that. Okay. Bad to worse for that team. Ties defending from Black Thraw. Black Thraw does have that wing damage from that unfortunate sequence. Does he decide to pit mediums from here? I think they'd make it. He decides to stay out. He is on the soft tire, so he's gonna be okay for grip at this stage. And I think Chloe is sort of giving up at this stage.
Crash. Black Thraw. Oh no!
Holy cow! That is a huge crash, and a virtual safety car is out.
Yeah. I
just clicked off of them.
We'll be sure to grab a clip because that was a very, very. Well, if we're talking real life, there would probably be an immediate red flag due to the destruction of the barrier on the right hand side. But
wow.
Fortunately, we don't have to worry about that. Wow.
Game has decided it's only a virtual. Don't worry about it, guys. We'll get it cleaned up before you get around.
Yeah, Chloe DNFing as well. She was about 50 seconds
If they get
behind.
back around, can KoolKyogre, Solberg, and the rest of those guys? Oh no, they can't. They can't take advantage of it. I was thinking maybe they could have got at least half the pit lane through before the race went green again. They could have put on the mediums to the end, but unfortunately for them, that's not the case. A big gap from second to third, which is interesting to note. It's about the same as it was from stint 1. Just over 5 seconds. Goggy using battery. Ties has none as per usual. And Goggy goes to the inside from a long way back. He'll get side by side before and through. 6th place on the older medium tire, but it has the battery advantage on ties. So Goggy's looking pretty good in this one as well. Had that star podium in Russia, which was nice to see for him. And he's looking pretty good for a good result here today. Yet to pick up a penalty, which is a big plus on his side if we do get another safety car. As we've seen now already 1 safety car, 2 virtuals today. So very likely we do get another one. Ties running out wide behind him. Can't get close enough into sector 3.
Missing beams. Let's start into sector 3. It's the around
side by side making contact. Now Beans to the outside. Hissy has the softer compound, but even on laps done on those tires, and Beans is going to get ahead for 13th place.
Is he not hanging around? Straight onto the overtake DRS now as well. Hopefully not another repeat of that was crashed on the right hand side there.
Side by side into 1. Hissy picks up a 3.
Yeah, it is very, very harsh. You know, there's a lot of
This is a
situations
tough
where you
one.
can be forced out. Why not just forced to back out? Wow, that's good.
Battle for 8th place. Batters and Joe. Again, strategy offset between these two. Batters forced off wide. Couldn't get the traction on the AstroTurf. And gets jumped by Riles in the process as well. So Riles climbing back into the fray for Red Bull. I think we should dial up James.
Oh, Beans around. No frontman on that
dear.
racing point. He's completely stationary in the middle of the track, so he isn't. He's just there.
I think he's contemplating his life decisions up to this point. So he is down to last now, and might see him. Oh, okay, well, disqualified.
Okay.
Interesting way to end your race. So Beans will now finish 19th.
Rose is making great progress, I must admit. Considering I think he was involved in one of the start collisions.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, he had to serve the 5 second as well.
exactly, yeah.
He got that with Chloe, I think. Was it? What did he hit?
Badgers, I think.
Oh, yeah.
So, same for
okay.
him, yeah.
So yeah, both him and Batters have climbed up into the points now. On penalties, not too sure if that'll stay. Yeah, they look pretty good. A bad day from Bleep. As a side-by-side up ahead for 6th place. These two still going at it. Ties will take back 6th place. He's on fresher mediums to this stage. I'm starting to wonder now if those top 4 are going to stretch these softs to another pair of softs, and I think that's very possible at this stage. They should all have they'll all have new sets of softs because of the rained out quali. Side by side for 12th place. Hissy making ground on the softs still. Communist back to 13th, but Communist does not have a time penalty up to this point, so could still be on for some points if he can just survive the rest of this one. If you hear any monkey noises from the background, that is Square. His PC is being built, and I'm hoping he doesn't blow up the house in the process or break the Wi-Fi. That would be very unfortunate.
Whoa, bad. Oh, that was bad. What is going on? His car just went into a spinning motion, but then was like, no, I'm going to be fine now. This is mental lag.
Interesting. Around is Tom Katori. Oh, from 5th place. He was your leading medium runner at this stage. And now he's going to be dropped all the way to 10th place, going to slot in behind Bleep. Side by side again. Now it's for 5th instead of 6th place. Ty stays ahead, and the ever moving forward Riles up now to 7th place, passing Joe.
It's raining.
Oh, yeah, oh wow,
Wait,
okay, it's raining. When did this happen?
I'm sorry, what?
It's gonna get slick very fast. I think around here, it gets wet pretty quickly, if I remember correctly. But this makes it very interesting. It's gonna be a top 4 shootout now. Ties is 15 seconds back in 5th place. So these guys on softs have absolutely masterclassed the strategy without even probably knowing. Oh, Cummins is left if he can try and get him back in. He picked up a penalty as well, while I didn't notice. You can see the penalty situation. Solberg at 12, Ties has 11, so he must have got a 5-second penalty for something I didn't catch, as he's on an odd number. Everyone else 3, Joe's on 6, Tom's on 9, Arthur's on 6 as well. 2 people still yet to get a penalty, and that's Rundle and Goggy, so very, very good for them at the moment. And now it's a case of, when does this rain pick up, or does it even pick up? It's a slippery track out there, but how bad is it going to be for some of these drivers?
Huge dilemma for the soft runners. The soft will become to the end of their life now, and they'll be thinking, what is it? Are we going to need inters, or can we come to more slicks?
Yeah, that's going to be a problem. The guys on mediums are going to be able to go a couple extra laps, and they'll be comfortable in tire wear. The guys on softs are going to be approaching 60% more or less at this stage. But they do have quite a big gap. The 4 of them, they have a quite big gap to the guys on mediums. So it's not all doom and gloom for them if they choose the wrong strategy. If they have to pit twice, say, they'll still be in that pack of cars. But obviously they'll lose their advantage that they've got already.
Riles on blue, Goggy around the outside at turn 1.
Riles still on the charge to the outside, turns to the inside for 2, still on the outside, and actually gets the apex for 3, as Goggy got a big snap of oversteer, and now under pressure from Bleep, and he'll get that one done. So Goggy moving back to 8th, but again, yet to get a penalty, so he's still looking very, very good for a good result here today. Just don't know when this rain is going to pick up. It looks like it's drivable on these slick tires. I just went on board KoolKyogre. He's 3.5 seconds off his fastest lap of the race. He's in the 119s at the moment. So it's still dry tires but I don't know how much longer that's going to last. Another interesting thought I've just had is the big gap from 4th to 5th, yes? It's going to be interesting if we get a call from Jeff between that gap. Batters into the pits. The answer is okay, so he's first.
I also think that's a case
subject.
Of his tyres can't go any longer.
Yeah, that's a good point. These guys on softs, they're going to be mid-60s to now about 70%. Probably a little bit more on the rears as well because they'll be trying so hard to get the power down, but won't. But they'll be just spinning the rear tires up a lot more than they normally would. So it's the case now. Is it time? Batters. I don't think he's gaining. Yeah, no, he's not gaining on Arthur at the moment.
Yeah, none of the top 3 pitting, nor MNK boy. So I've just got to hope and pray those tyres don't explode while the track gets wetter enough for intermediates. Tom Troy getting past KoolKyogre, who's really struggling, by the way. He was leading this medium train. He was up in, what, 5th, 6th? Now down to P10.
He's on the oldest tires in the entire field, though, so that makes sense. He's on 17 laps. So Goggy is going to risk it. I don't think it's time. I genuinely don't know if this one is going to cross over. Yeah,
the track just does not look greasy enough, if you like. There's no real spray being kicked up. There's no real...
It's just slippery on the traction. That's about it.
Yeah. Combined with the tyre wear, which probably exaggerates it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably not.
But now it becomes the problem. Do you pit?
Yeah.
Batters retires, so Goggy actually pit for softs. So Goggy is thinking it's not going to cross over here.
Again,
KoolKyogre stays out. Solberg stays out.
Rundle's in.
Rundle's in.
So is MNK.
So Rundle on the aggressive. MNK, I mean, their tires really can't go that much farther. It's been 14 laps on the tires. That's an incredible amount.
They've got to
on
try,
the softs.
Right?
Rundle's on softs, and MNK's on softs, so backing Goggy's strategy on the soft tires to the end of this one.
This could actually be huge, because say if KoolKyogre and Solberg's tires just burst down the straight or something, they're in deep trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. They're definitely in puncture range now. It's a case of did they keep good enough condition in the tires to where the game doesn't puncture them. That does matter. It is a bit randomized with the percentage, but if you keep good condition in the tires the entire stint, you don't overdrive them, it does play a factor into the algorithm.
Genuinely didn't know
my
that.
Understanding.
That's interesting.
That's why you see a lot of pad players pick up punctures more than the real
Right.
guys. If you didn't pick up on that. Solberg another 3 seconds, and
15.
now it's the case. What do they do? Do Solberg and KoolKyogre pit for the slick? I'm thinking they do. They probably have to match what Rundle did. Rundle's gained a lot, and they're in now.
Rundle's actually going for P3 on track. This is going to be super close. Come the pit exit, MNK boy not able to get past Riles yet, who's actually about 6 seconds nearly behind Rundle. So let's see how this one goes. Both in for the soft tyres.
So yeah, it's just a greasy finish to this one. It's not going to be fun for the drivers, but could be interesting for us. Goggy picks up his first T2 for Rundle of the day. And Rundle has jumped Solberg, but he hasn't got KoolKyogre. But that penalty is going to come into play. You said it earlier in the race. That could be huge. And we thought it was going to be against Bleep, but Rundle's come back. Once again, the race pace has been incredible from him.
Remember, KoolKyogre
and he's within striking distance.
He's now actually on a lap pressure softs, is arguably the quickest driver on track. He may well be able to pull that gap again. So it's not over yet, but Rundle just needs to match what he's doing.
Keep an eye on Arthur in the bottom left-hand of your screen. He's on the intermediates, but he's losing a lot of time, and actually he's just spun out. I was going to say, keep an eye on that, because Ties, Riles, Tom, Surfy, I think they're probably going to try and stretch these mediums to the end at this stage. They have to at this point. Tom Katori, another 3 second. He's struggled on the track almost today. But he is getting by Riles for the position on track for 6th place. Red Bulls had a decent comeback drive after where they were early in the race. After 10 laps, they were both in the bottom 5 drivers, I believe. And now they're 7th and 8th. Barring any penalties situations, I believe they'll move up a little bit. As Ty still has a lot, Solberg also has a lot, and Tom Katori does as well. Both of them on 3, so a good recovery so far from them. And now Riles on the back of Tom Katori. Side by side into 1. DRS is still enabled, so we still have that. Ooh, Riles out of shape through the chicane. And Tom Katori will hold 6th place for now at least. And while that battle was happening, Rundle has dropped off KoolKyogre. KoolKyogre excelling at the moment in these tricky conditions, but still has to pull out another 4/10. Got a couple laps to do it. I think it's going to be a matter of does KoolKyogre get another penalty or not, or does Rundle pick up a penalty.
DRS still enabled, and MNK Boy making use of that up to P4 now. And actually, net podium because of the penalty difference, even though he's 7.5 seconds off Solberg on track.
Yeah, he's quite a ways off, but the penalty difference, he's like 8 seconds to the good or so. Like, Ties is actually pit, so didn't think he could take these to the end. So let's keep track of Tom and Riles.
Supposedly drying up again in 10 minutes, according to Matty and probably the local McLaren sources.
That's a pretty good source to get it from, though.
Oh, yeah.
So Ties couldn't get the medium to the end. I'm assuming that's a tire wear issue. Slid up the rears too much. He's now 10th. Served the 5 second in the pit lane, so we'll see if he tries and gets that removed at the end of this one. Not too sure what he got that 5-4. But now he's 10th on the fresh softs. 6 seconds of penalties. It's not great at the moment, track position-wise for him. But him and Communist both have not had a great day. It's 1-2 and then 10-11 at the moment.
Matty makes a very good point, which I didn't even think about. More like the local Ferrari sources 65 meters away. Of course, KoolKyogre's in the race.
That's right.
Oh no! I'm so
I didn't
sorry.
even think about that. KoolKyogre's had a pretty good one up to this point. KoolKyogre has pulled out the 3 second gap. Now it's just whether or not he can keep it clean. And Rundle keep it clean as well. Solberg is challenging Rundle for 2nd place on the track. Rundle out of battery to defend with, not characteristic of him. He usually saves up a good amount. But Solberg is through. But again, the penalty difference, Solberg is technically like 4th place at the moment. So Solberg's had a good day on track, but in the stewarding room they've deemed him have a
3-way battle and a spin
one.
for Hissy. UK together there with Riles down the inside. It's one of those collisions, unfortunately.
So Riles up now to 11th. Surfy and Utah Alpha trying to get around Surfy on the old medium tire. Tom Katori might be close to a puncture here. We'll keep an eye on that.
Surfy.
He's done 21. Surfy, those mediums have absolutely zero grip at this stage on the wet conditions. Definitely not helping. Goggy down the inside of Surfy. A bit of contact. Wayward on the exit is Surfy. Surfy dives it down the inside. doesn't have the grip to stick to the apex. These two losing a lot of time to Joe in front of him. Surfy stays ahead, but Surfy does not have any... Oh! Who's that around? Oh, sorry, that is Arthur. I thought that was MNK for a second there. Here comes Goggy on the back of Surfy now for 8th place. And around he goes. Goggy up to 8th. He'll try and follow Utah Elephant through. And they should both jump Tom Katori regardless of whether they get him on track here.
Ties on surface, fresh soft versus old mediums, and down the inside goes Ties.
So Ties now into 9th place on the racetrack. Excuse me, on the racetrack. Again, penalties are going to be interesting, and I'm not too sure that 5-second that he had, where that came from, if he can remove it per se. But we'll see. He's on the back of Blue Goggy regardless, trying to make up positions in this one. Can't get close enough to Goggy into the stadium section. These two catching up. Oh yeah, this is around just before the S section. Tom Katori's around. Did he get a puncture?
I'm not sure.
Doesn't look like it. I don't think he did. I think those things are just out of grip at this stage. 22 laps on the medium. That's like dominant square numbers.
He's
right
safe. Dry till the tires explode. F1 2015 vibes right here.
Arthur spun again. Goggy and Ties side by side into the first chicane. And Ties gets through for 7th on the road. And now he'll chase after Joe, one after another, trying for a double overtake here on just one sector. Can't get it done. He'll have to wait a little bit longer if he wants to try and get a move on. Ooh, snap of oversteer on the power. I think it's about time for inters at this stage, but the race is basically over now as we're on to the final lap for KoolKyogre, who is driven away from Rundle, and Solberg is actually close up a decent margin, but he's not close enough, and he's got the extra penalties. So Solberg's just trying to get a podium position out of this one. If he can do that, that'll be amazing, as here comes Ties down the inside. A lot of contact. Locked up the brakes, and Joe stays ahead.
Hugely crucial for P2 in this Tier 3 championship as well, as the stands Utah Elephant will take P2 and go on to 121 points. Ties at the moment will go on to 113, just 8 points between them.
I'll open the penalties up for these final lap, sorry. A request of Foley, which, I mean, yeah, we don't really need to see the tires at this stage. It's been a pretty solid race again from KoolKyogre. He's going to take as long as he can hold it together through this final section of racetrack. He's going to take a 2nd win in a row, a amazing stint in the Americas region at the moment. KoolKyogre wins over Rundle, who keeps it penalty free, the only one to do so, to finish today, which is also an incredible feat. So Rundle to 2nd place, and MNK by 0.3 of a second takes home your final podium spot over Solberg, who just misses out in 4th. Bleep Bloop is going to come home 5th place, as there's Arthur doing some donuts in the background for you guys. Bleep Bloop started off well. Obviously had that incident with Black Draw, and then just never was able to recover back to the top guys. He'll finish 5th today, a solid effort. Ties got by Joe.
Yeah.
But does he get it on penalties? Blue Goggy will jump both of them. Up to 6th place, a solid race. And Ryle's up to 8th, and Surfy will hold down 10th place. And your final points main position, Communist, will stay 11th, just shy of points. And Once again, McLaren outscored by Williams as we come down to now is going to be just 6 more races, and it's getting ever closer between those two powerhouse teams. It's going to be fun to watch. We've still got 2 Mexico races, and we've got 4 at Brazil next weekend. And it's anyone's game at this point. Tom Katori spinning through the final section. And Arthur doing donuts as well. Crosses the line backwards for good measure. These two, unfortunately, not going to be scoring points. Tom did not get a puncture, which is incredible. Did how many laps on those memes? Like 23, 24? So, was able to keep it relatively clean there, but did have that spin, unfortunately. The cost of not puncturing was no grip in the end of that one, so. See if we can get these guys in for some interviews. I need to use the bathroom, so hopefully we can get these guys in. You can interview them.
That's fine.
Hopefully.
That's fine.
Just go over race results here in a second. KoolKyogre does win over Rundle, 3.1 seconds back. MNK takes home the final podium spot. Solberg 4th, Bleep Bloop 5th, Bulgogi 6th, Ties 7th, Riles 8th, Joe 9th, Surfy rounds out the top 10. KoolKyogre did pick up fastest lap today, so he will get 1 extra point for that, and it was Bleep Bloop on pole, so he will also get 1 extra point in his 5th place finish position. Communist, Hissy, Tom Katori, Arthur, your last year finishers. Batters, Beans, Black Raw, Chloe, and Dylan Boy all did not finish today. And that does it for the race. We'll see if we can get some interviews going for your top 3. Almost just click join party on accident.
I'll invite them all as well, just in case. Yeah.
I will be right back. Hold on. You're good.
Yeah, I was just gonna say quickly. I've worked out the gap to be 46 points, I think, now in the constructors championship. So I'm not sure. Maybe someone can figure that out. A little more intelligent than me. But okay, we're going to Monaco now. Good game. I'll be conducting some interviews. So hello to everyone that joined the party. Another really intriguing race as always, and surprisingly again with the wet weather at the end of the race. I don't know what it is these last 2 tier 3 races, but there we are. Like I said, hopefully somebody more intelligent can work out this whole championship situation, because I figured it out to be 46 points when you can only get a maximum of 45 from one race constructor. That aside, let's get on to some interviews then, and let's start with MNK Boy, who really perfected the penalties there when PFL Solberg couldn't, and that does mean he takes a podium finish. So how was that at the end? How are the conditions? Because certainly you just had to keep it on the track to ensure the podium.
Hello guys. Yeah, it wasn't very easy, but obviously the softs were the most comfortable tires towards the end, and yeah, I just practiced a lot for this track, so it wasn't that hard. But yeah, these half rain, half wet, half dry conditions were just a little bit tricky. Keep the car on the track most in the S section. It was just it was bad.
You are still hugely in the hunt for P2 in the driver's standings, especially as Ty's finished behind you, Utah Elephant as well. Obviously, KoolKyogre winning the race again may make it a bit more difficult with the form he's in, but are you confident going into the last race at Brazil? Are you hoping to secure maybe third place, or are you going to go for the second?
I don't really want to think about it. I just want to race. I mean, it's so fun to race with these guys. I think it's kind of clean at the front of the pack, and yeah, it's not about the championship because Rondo won it already. So the second place is just not this good, or just not as valuable as the enjoyment of these races. So yeah, that's my opinion about it.
Yeah, thank you very much for your time. We will move on to our second place finisher, and that is LSJ Rundle. Good to have you here, of course. And I believe that is this desired Constructors Championship sealed. So congratulations to you, Communist and McLaren. You're our second Constructors Champions of the season. No penalties for you. You were the only one that did it on a track where you need to the most, so I'm sure you're hugely satisfied with how that concluded.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's great to have sealed the championship, I believe. So yeah, that's a good feeling. For the race itself, KoolKyogre on another level today, as he was in the US. So really well done to him on the win. Almost got in on the undercut, but as the wet developed, as we've seen in the past, my pace kind of dropped off. So yeah, really good race from him, and yeah, just nice to have a clean, no penalty race. It's good.
So, constructor sealed, drivers championship sealed. How are you going into Brazil? Like, obviously we've seen drivers in the past do, just kind of vary it a bit, do something different. Are you going to be thinking about that at all, or?
No, because it's bittersweet. We've sealed the tier 3, but we've lost the lead of the combined. So absolutely focuses on that 100%. We need to bring that home next week. So same as always, pole, win, fastest lap. That's the aim.
All right, thank you very much for your time.
Nice.
And KoolKyogre, back-to-back race winner, having a really good stint in this America's phase of the season. A really, really impressive drive once more, especially in the mixed conditions. And just overall, what isn't there to be happy about? Yeah, how was that for you?
Very good race for me. I made a few mistakes, but that doesn't really matter because I won. But yeah, I'm just really happy. Back-to-back wins, and it's helped propel Williams up into the lead of the combined constructors. So yeah, I just hope we can continue on from this and try and go for the best result we can in Brazil.
Yeah, obviously it must be a little bit disappointing just missing out on the constructors title, but still a whole lot of positives for you this season. It seems like you've really, really improved. So I just wanted to know your opinion on that.
Yeah, I definitely think I've improved. I've adapted to the way people drive here, and with the Ethernet cord that I've recently got, it's definitely helped not disconnecting. So yeah, I'm just really happy how I've improved over this season, and it's hopefully only up from here.
Okay, thank you very much. It was good to get 2 questions into everyone while Axe was on a toilet break. But
I'm here now.
are you here? All right. I was going to say, because
Yeah.
how are we going to end the stream? But you're here. Have you got anything to add?
No, congratulations to all the podium savers. Didn't catch the first 1.5 part of it. But yeah, stellar stuff, keeping it low on the penalties, all 3 of you overall. So, other than that, I thought we saw a pretty good race today, Milo.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a few more tickets this time around from what I see, but a lot of them are pen removals. So that's not a surprise. But yeah, decent race.
Yeah, not surprised at that. We'll see how many of those get removed. But yeah, that's gonna do it. All right, don't make the outro super long this time, okay, X? Okay. Make sure to tune in for Tier 2 later today. That's in 45 minutes or so. And then Tier 1 tomorrow at Mexico. Should be 2 good ones as well. That is going to do it for Tier 3. For me and Mile, signing off.